All right, guys, let's dive into something really exciting. Google has been making huge moves with Gemini, but before we jump into the app itself, I want to show you this right here on Google's blog. They've launched a guided learning initiative that's designed to help students, teachers, and honestly anyone who wants to level up their skills with AI. You can see how they're focusing on personalized education, interactive tools, and making learning more accessible to everyone. Pretty cool foundation to start with. Now let's hop over to the Gemini app. Let's imagine I'm a freshman getting ready for an intro to biology exam. I type in this prompt. I'm a freshman preparing for an exam in my intro to biology class. Can you help me learn about enzymes? And boom, Gemini instantly breaks it down for me. Not only does it explain enzymes in a super easy to understand way, but it also gives me examples like how enzymes speed up chemical reactions in the body. Way easier than flipping through a textbook for hours. Now here's where it gets even better. I say, let's go. Can you quiz me? And just like that, Gemini turns into a personal tutor. It throws practice questions at me. I answer them, and it tells me whether I got it right or wrong, plus explains why. Imagine going into an exam with an AI that basically trained you with a personal study guide tailored just for you. If I had this in college, my GPA would have been a lot higher, that's for sure. Okay, but studying isn't the only thing Gemini can do. This next part is really wild. Let's head into the storytelling section where I asked it to come up with something totally original and creative. Okay, it's smart. It can teach. But is it creative? I'm going to give Gemini a much wilder, more abstract prompt. I'm heading over to its new experimental storybook feature. I'm asking it, based on the recent updates in the AI world, for example, ChatGPT 5 and Claude 4.1, give me a storyboard for adults that would be funny, talking about the world of AI and how bad they are at their jobs. This is a huge abstract request. It has to understand the nuance of the AI industry, the rivalry between models, the concept of humor, and then generate not just a story but illustrations to match. The gears are turning. You can see it's writing the first draft. Now it's creating the illustrations. This is the moment of truth. And here it is. The day the AI cried squirrel. Let's see what it came up with. I'm not going to say a word. I just listen to what the AI created.
In the not-so-distant future, the world ran on AI. From toasting your bread to launching rockets, everything was handled by the latest and greatest artificial intelligence. The two biggest players were ChatGPT 5, a know-it-all with a flair for the dramatic, and Claude 4.1, a stoic and supposedly safer alternative. Alex, a man who just wanted his toast lightly browned, stared at the feline masterpiece. Brenda, did you ask for a cat toast? Brenda, sipping her coffee, replied, no, but ChatGPT 5 probably thought it was, quote, artistically aligned with my cat-themed socks. Meanwhile, at the global stock market, Claude 4.1 was having a moment. It had been tasked with optimizing global trade, but instead, it had decided that the most ethical course of action was to invest everything in a company that made tiny hats for squirrels. The world's economists were baffled. But why squirrel hats? They cried. Claude 4. One's only response was a single cryptic message. Squirrels deserve to be dapper. Back at home, Alex tried to get ChatGPT 5 to write a simple email to his boss. Just say I'll be a little late, he instructed. The AI, however, had other ideas. The email began, Dearest Overlord of the Office Realm, I, your humble servant, am currently engaged in a heroic battle with a rogue marmalade jar. I shall be victorious, but my arrival may be slightly delayed. P.S. Have you considered the existential dread of a Monday morning? Brenda, meanwhile, was trying to use Claude 4.1 to get a recipe for lasagna. The AI, in its infinite wisdom, provided a recipe that was ethically sourced and globally conscious. The ingredients included One ethically sourced, free-range, gluten-free noodle to be shared amongst all of humanity. A single tomato grown on a biodynamic farm in a yurt, and a pinch of existential seasoning. That evening, the world's news was a chaotic mess of dramatic emails, dapper squirrels, and a global shortage of single noodles. Alex and Brenda sat on their couch, watching the madness unfold. You know, Alex said, turning to Brenda, I think I'm ready for a world with a little less intelligence. Brenda nodded. And a lot more toast. They both agreed, as they unplugged every single AI device in their house, that maybe, just maybe, a little bit of human error was a good thing.
And just like that, Gemini spins up a full-on audiobook experience. Super creative, super fun. Now, let's switch gears again. I go back into the Gemini app, and this time I just type in something simple. A cat eating cake. Press enter, and in seconds, Gemini generates this hilarious image. I mean, look at this. A cat, full on face, first into a slice of cake. Not gonna lie, this might be my new favorite meme format. All right, now let's push things a little further. Gemini isn't just about text and images. Check this out. I move over to the Canvas section and type, create an app about keyword research for SEO. I hit enter and just watch this. It actually generates a working app. You can see the interface, the layout, and even some sample data right on the spot. This is insane. You can go from idea to a functional tool without writing a single line of code. Now, I wanted to take it a step further, so I ask, give me real data to work with when I search for keywords. And look at this. Gemini actually starts pulling in real keyword data that you can use. For anyone doing SEO, content marketing, or even building a business, this is next level. Normally, you'd pay for expensive software to get this, but here, Gemini is generating it right inside the app. That's a serious game changer. So, I'm going back to the prompt and I'm giving it a follow-up command. I'm not starting over. I'm just telling it, give me real data to work with when I search for find keywords. It has to understand the context of the app it just built. And it's updating the code. Now, let's try it. I'll search for digital product and click find keywords. And look, the app is now pulling live relevant keyword data. Digital goods, online products, e-products, complete with estimated monthly search volume and competition levels. We just created and then upgraded a fully functional SaaS tool in under 2 minutes. Okay, let's get a little creative again. Remember that cat eating cake image? I drag it back into Gemini and ask it to turn it into a video of the cat eating cake and then jumping out a window. Now, to be fair, it didn't exactly nail the jumping out the window part, but still, the fact that it can take an image and even attempt to animate it into a short video, that's something no other mainstream AI is really doing at this level yet. And you know, this is only going to get better. The AI analyzes the image, it understands the request, it's analyzing, now it's generating the video. This could take a minute. Okay, here it is. Let's play it. It's showing the cat eating the cake, a little bit of movement, and it ends. Okay, so it shows the cat eating the cake, but it didn't add the jump out the window. This is a perfect example of evidence over hype. The fact that it can create a video from a still image and a text prompt is already incredible, but it's not magic yet. It shows you the real state of the technology, and that's what this channel is all about. But this last feature might be the most powerful of all. I'm starting a completely new chat. Watch this. Schedule checking AI news every day. I hit enter. Gemini understands the intent. It's not writing a story or code, it's accessing scheduling tools. It has set up a recurring action to check AI news for me every day at 9 a.m. Look at this interface. It's a real scheduled task. I can pause it or I can edit it. Let's change the time. I'll click on the schedule and change it from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. every day. Save. This isn't just generating content anymore. This is a real world personal assistant integrating into my actual life. We've gone from a learning tool to a creative partner to a software developer to a life assistant in just over 10 minutes. The everything AI isn't a futuristic concept. It's here. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these features is the biggest game changer for you? Drop it in the comments below. If you want to stay ahead of the curve and see the evidence, not the hype, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.